My sister slept with my fiancé, so I slept with hers. I, 26F, never thought my own sister would stab me in the back. But when I found out she was sleeping with my fiancé, the man I was about to marry, something in me snapped. And trust me, karma hit her harder than she could have ever imagined. My sister, Ava, 28F, was always the perfect one. The one who got good grades, got attention from everyone, and somehow always made me feel like I was living in her shadow. But I never thought she'd actually try to ruin my life. When I got engaged to Ethan, 27M, everything felt perfect. We'd been together for 3 years, and he was finally going to be my husband. Ava seemed so supportive. She even offered to help me plan the wedding. She came to every dress fitting, every cake tasting, and every single bridal meeting. Looking back, it's disgusting how close she got to him during that time. One night, I got a random text from an unknown number, just a photo. It was blurry, but I could clearly see Ava in Ethan's apartment wearing one of my shirts. My heart dropped. I wanted to tell myself it wasn't true, but deep down I knew. I confronted Ethan first. He denied it, swore it was old, that it was a misunderstanding. But his face gave him away. Then I went to Ava's house, shaking with rage. She didn't even deny it. She smirked and said, "If you were satisfying him, maybe he wouldn't have come to me." I saw red. I didn't hit her. I just walked away. But I promised myself she'd regret it. A few weeks later, Ava started dating this guy named Liam. He was hot. Like movie star hot. Successful, charming, and clearly head over heels for her. The kind of guy who'd do anything for his girl. And that's when my plans started forming. I started running into Liam at coffee shops, family gatherings, even the gym. He was polite at first, but the more we talked, the more I could tell he noticed me. The way his eyes lingered, the way he smiled a little too long. And I'll admit it, I wanted him to. Ava stole the man I loved, so I was going to steal hers. It started with innocent texts, then late-night calls. And eventually, well, I'll just say this, Ava wasn't the only one with a secret affair. When it finally happened, it wasn't planned. One night, Liam showed up at my apartment, saying Ava had been distant and cruel lately. He wanted someone to talk to. One thing led to another, and I didn't stop it. He was everything Ethan wasn't, passionate, gentle, and actually cared about how I felt. For a second, I almost forgot it started as revenge. The next morning, though, guilt hit me like a train. But it didn't last long. Because Ava showed up crying a week later. Turns out, Liam dumped her. And when she found out why, oh, the look on her face was priceless. Part 2. You think revenge is petty. You think it's cheap. Try watching the woman who stabbed you in the back scramble to pick up the pieces while everyone who mattered finally sees what she really is. That's what I did. And no, I did not stoop to violence, and I didn't break any laws. I used receipts, timing, and the one thing she thought she owned, our family's image. After part 1, people expected fireworks. I didn't give them. I played the cold, calm role because the last thing I wanted was to be the crazy sister shouting in family group chats. Instead, I collected proof. The photo of Ava in my shirt, timestamped. A text threads between Ava and Ethan where they planned secret meetups. A handful of voice notes from Ethan where he admitted feeling guilty about keeping me in the dark. Screenshots of Liam's pity messages after Ava started shrinking away from him. I organized it. PDF, labeled, dated, time-stamped. And I planned the moment everyone would finally see the full story. Quick PSA, receipts plus timing equals power. If you're in a betrayal, document what you can legally. Don't escalate to threats or illegal acts. You want undeniable truth, not a mess you can't control. I picked Thanksgiving. Big family, lots of relatives who adored Ava's perfect girl image. Perfect stage. I arrived with a smile, hugged mom, acted normal. Ava was radiant in her perfect host dress, flirting with cousins, smiling like she'd never done wrong. Ethan hovered close, the two of them playing the picture-perfect couple. When dessert came, I stood up. I asked for a simple toast, something sentimental. Everyone quieted. I started with the scripted opener they expected. I'm thankful for family, and then I pivoted. I stayed calm and steady. Before we eat, I want to share something important. If you love someone, you deserve the truth. I hit play on my phone. Speakers filled the room with voices. Ava's text tone, Ethan's guilty laugh in a voice note, the picture of Ava in my shirt sliding across the screen with a timestamp. Then the text, can you come over? He's out of town. Scrolling on the TV, I'd miraculously connected to the laptop.
No shouting. No Teatrix.
Just receipts. The room dropped to silence like someone had shut the world. My mother gasped. My dad's face went pale. Cousins started whispering. Ava's smile broke. Ethan looked like he'd been carved out and emptied. She started to sob, then scream. You can't do this. You ruined everything. Her voice cracked. People reached for their phones. Someone filmed. Someone else scrolled through the PDFs I'd emailed to a couple of relatives 10 minutes earlier with the subject line, if you love her, know the truth. The immediate fallout. Ethan tried to deny it in front of Grandma. He lied about it being a breakup fling. My aunt held up the voice notes. He stammered. Ava's fiancé? Wait. She didn't have a fiancé at that point. She'd lied about some things to make herself look steady. But the man she'd paraded as stable, Liam, got wind via a cousin who'd seen my PDFs. He texted me that night. I never thought she'd do that. I'm done. I can't be with someone who plays with people like that. My parents were beside themselves. Mom hooped and cried and then turned to Ava and said, how could you? My father's disappointment was quiet and absolute. The next 48 hours were chaos. Group chats exploded. Family members called. Relatives who once fawned over Ava texted condolences to me instead. People I'd barely seen replied, we always suspected something off, or she was always dramatic. The mask finally slipping that a cousin who managed a local events page posted a neutral line about family drama at Thanksgiving, and within hours a few people who'd been quietly suspicious connected and shared screenshots. By the next morning there were whispers at work, gossip at church, and a sense that Ava's image, the throne she sat on, had been kicked out from under her. She tried to contact Liam. He gave her one-word answers. He changed his profile photo to a landscape. Ava posted a long, messy my truth on Instagram, classic performative move, begging forgiveness, claiming I was lonely, trying to shift blame. But the PDFs were public in our family chat, in the hands of relatives, and screenshots circulated. Nobody played her poor me game anymore. If you think this was mean, remember, she made a choice to betray family. This was truth, not gossip. There's a big difference. I didn't celebrate her pain. I didn't dance on her humiliation. But I watched as consequences landed where they needed to. Relationships she'd built on lies fell apart. She's ghosted by some cousins. Certain friends stopped inviting her to things. My family stopped inviting her to events for now. Ethan? He quietly packed a bag and left town. No dramatic scene, just a vanishing act. As for me, I felt something I hadn't in months, relief. I got closure without losing my head. I said what I needed, and then stepped back. People thanked me privately. A few relatives said they wished they'd known sooner. Ava texts me sometimes with begging messages. She's tried to show up at my door twice. I ignore. My sister? She's not the same, and that's exactly the point. Would I do it again? In a heartbeat. Would I hurt the kid of poor choices she made? Never. There's zero part of me that wanted to take a child into revenge. That's why everything I did was aimed at the liars and the performers, not anyone innocent. So Reddit. Was it cruel to expose her at Thanksgiving? Or was it the only thing that forced truth into a family that never asked hard questions? Part 3. UD think after publicly humiliating herself, losing her fiancé, and watching her perfect image implode, Ava would stay quiet. You'd think she'd go to therapy, move on, or at least block me and heal. But no. My sister had one last act left in her, and trust me, she made sure to go out messy. It had been about 2 months since the Thanksgiving explosion. Everyone in the family knew the truth. The group chats were quiet now, like the dust had finally settled. I'd gone low contact, not full no contact, just enough to protect my peace. But one night, around 11:30 p.m., My phone buzzed. Ava, can we please talk? I ignored it. Then again. Ava, please. It's important. It's not what you think. I sighed. The old me, the peacekeeper, almost replied. But then a few minutes later, I got an email. Not a text. Not a call. A damn email with the subject line. You should know the truth before everyone else does. I opened it, expecting an apology. Instead, Ava had written a 3-page letter, dramatic, rambling, tear-filled, the usual, "You ruined my life, but I still love you" energy. She said she wanted to tell her side of the story before I made things worse. But halfway through she dropped a threat. If you don't help me fix this with the family, I'll tell everyone that you planned to destroy me from the start. I'll tell them you seduced Liam just to get revenge. My jaw hit the floor. The projection was insane. She literally tried to blackmail me with a fake narrative, the same sister who got caught cheating with my fiancé. So I didn't respond. I just forwarded the email, with zero commentary, to our parents. Within 10 minutes, my mom replied, "Do not engage. She's spiraling. We'll handle it." And they did. Ava tried to call, tried to twist the story, but everyone had seen her pattern too many times now. No one bit. That was the last time I heard her voice. A few weeks later, I saw her in public. Grocery store. Hair shorter, eyes tired, pushing a cart like a ghost of herself. She looked up, froze, and whispered, "You happy now?" I stared right back and said,
No, I'm peaceful.
"That's better." And walked away. It's been half a year since everything fell apart. Ava moved out of state. Rumor is she's working a quiet desk job, barely talks to anyone back home.
She's off social media.
No more fake influencer posts. No more picture-perfect family captions.
Ethan?
Last I heard, he's alone. Different city, different job, living like the ghost of his own choices. And me? I'm in a new apartment.
New job.
New friends. I wake up without that tight feeling in my chest. I've even started dating again, slowly, cautiously, but openly. Sometimes I think about the chaos and realize peace doesn't always come from forgiveness. Sometimes it comes from finally letting the truth do the talking.
So yeah.
My sister lost her mask. And I found my freedom.